we are. All right, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. All right, here we are. Here we are. Okay, here we are, Berkeley Marina, and project for today is we are going to be replacing those ancient, what are they, 3-speed Lumar 48s with some brand new self-tailing Harken 46s. So yeah, so we got to remove the old ones and put in the new ones, and I built up some G10 backing plates here for both of them. So the customer wanted that, even though we're going through like 1.5 inch thick of layout, but that's what the customer wanted. So a little extra G10 can't hurt. So yeah, so follow along. All right, so we got the old Mondo winches off, and now we've got the new ones. And the beauty is they're gonna fit perfectly there where the old ones were. Fortunately, we got to drill a bunch of new holes. So I've got the one going on here, and so the way I was taught is that you want that drive gear here, the big drive gear right there, bisecting the angle of the load. So in this case, I'm going to have it so it's over here off to the angle so that it's bisecting the load from the jib and then going this way. So yeah, so we're just going to center it on here where I like it and drill the holes. Okay, so I'm just going to drill one hole. Just get started. Get this guy out of the way. Then I'll drill the rest. And we're using little hex heads because that's what fits in right there perfectly. So I drill the one hole, and then I put a bolt in, and then I can use that to just hold everything in place while I drill the rest. Just gotta find the happy spot here. Okay. All I'm gonna do is just do a quick little, just a little bit of drill, because I don't want to fill this whole thing up with sawdust, or I mean with fiberglass dust. So this is just so that I know where I gotta drill. So so next, we can basically use the same process to drill our backing plate that's going to go up and under here. So I'm just going to take our winch base, make some marks on it, and go drill this out. Okay, so here's our backing plate, and all I'm going to do is just kind of get this guy centered on there, and then I'm just going to drill one hole to start out with. And I'm just using the box to contain the mess. Awesome. And then I'll take that guy and go. So now that locks this in place. So now I can mark all the, or drill the rest. And these I'm just gonna do a quick, just the tip of the tool. Get this guy out of the way, don't want to damage it, and I'll do the rest. Okay, so there's that, and then what I'm actually gonna do is keep it easy. I'm gonna take my other backing plate, just double them up like that, and then I'm gonna just use this as my template. Alright, that fun is done. Put this out of the way. So now we have our two backing plates ready to go. Okay, for the next part, we're going to put all the bolts in, and you know, like I said, they're hex heads. They slide in here, and it's stainless, and the base is aluminum. So my thinking, even though it's nice hard anodized aluminum, is that I'm just going to put some tough gel on the heads of all the bolts here, just so that it isolates it a little bit. So I'm going to do that with all of them. So you see they just key all in there. Originally I was like, oh, I don't like how the Harken did that with their winches, because I was like, oh, that's a pain, and that you have to have hex heads, and but then it makes it nice because you can do this by yourself if you're working down below. Like here, I'm pretty stoked here because I got this cubby right here, easy access to put these winches in. Whereas like if you're putting them on a cabin top and you got to have somebody below deck and somebody above deck, it can make it hard. So I assume that's one of the reasons why they went with the hex heads and just key in like this. One more. It's turning into a beautiful day here. Fog's starting to burn off, then the wind's cranking. All right, so I got those guys all in. Now, just gotta orient my base plate. Get everybody happy and lined up. They're in there. All right, so for this next part, I am going to goober all the holes with Life Seal. Life Seal. That's what I use for a lot of bedding of my hardware. Let's see, it says mildew resistant, fast curing, non-shrinking. You use above or below the water line. I just like it because it stays flexible and gummy, and it doesn't ever like dry out and crack like some of the other stuff. And you can easily remove it if need be. And it's not like 5200. Obviously you don't want to put winches in 5200, but some people might. But yeah, so this is just really good stuff. So I'm just boogering all the holes. Everything's getting filled just to seal it up. Bunch of extras from previous winches over the years. All right, that's done. Hands off of all the tough gel. Alright, got our collar, got our drive gear over here. Gotta remember which holes are our holes. Trick, so I'm also doing, you know, big fender washers and Nylox nuts. Alright, So we got that, and now here's the real trick: is can we get this backing plate to fit on? We might have to over drill these holes just to make it easier, but we'll see. I can do it blindly. Yep. All right. So it's so close, and you have to drill perfectly straight down, and you know, I got pretty close. But we're gonna take our step drill bit, which works really good for going through composites, and we're just gonna make the holes a little bigger. Take two. Perfect. So now, I'm gonna put on a bunch of these guys and start wrenching away with our sweet little ratcheting box wrench. Okay, so got that all mounted, so this thing is mounted, and then the next step is that I put a little bit of grease, winch grease. I prefer to use the Lumar. Doesn't matter if you use Lumar or Harken. It's just what I've used forever. But I just put a little on my finger, and then you're gonna roll it around in here. You don't want to overload this, but they come dry from the factory. So you want to put on the grease on these guys. So just work on there, but not too much. This is a race boat. They do Wednesday night and Friday night beer cans and stuff like that. So it's gonna get some use. But you don't want to overload it. Just a little bit more. Okay. That guy's all good. And over there. So now, we got our drum goes on. Okay. Then we have our whatever this sucker is. Let's get lined up. This little plastic dew jobber, little spacer. Just not super tight yet because we got to put on our stripper arm. Didn't like it there. I want it to go. Let's see how it looks. What's going on here? Kind of want it to be over here. Tail going this way. So I just gotta tighten up these screws on top. So where I have my big screwdriver. Maybe, yes. Big screwdriver is right here. Tighten those guys up. Just snug. Okay. Clean that off, and then you get this top piece, and there's a flathead screw down in there that's got a Just push right in, just like that. Tighten that up. Clean the handprints off of it. And there you go. That's how I install winches. It probably would have been a lot easier if I actually had access down below instead of working the cubby. If you saw, I was swinging the wrench around a lot and I couldn't, you know, normally I can stick like my impact drill down there with a socket head on it and I can speed that up. But yeah, that took a while to do all 5 of those bolts because I could only maneuver just a tiny bit in there. So it took a minute. And but yeah, that's how I do it. And stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching. All right, there they are. Both of them installed. They're ready to go. See what's up. You can say, don't forget to like and subscribe.